Hello and welcome to Cafe DC. I'm Faiz Rahman. Today we have Ambassador Dan Feldman with us. And thank you very much for coming back to the show, sir.
Of course.
My first question, I just can't resist asking this, your reaction on the Iran nuclear deal.
Well, obviously, this is just breaking in the last few
Absolutely.
minutes, so we all have to,
I'm sorry to
try
put
to
you on
look
the spot,
at what the details are. But as President Obama just said, this is a historic understanding with Iran, which, if fully implemented, will prevent it from obtaining a nuclear weapon. That his interest, obviously, is the security of the American people. And if this leads to a final comprehensive deal, will make our country, our allies, and the world safer. And so we all certainly welcome it, and all the many, many hours of extremely hard diplomacy that has gone into this effort over the last many months, and especially the last few days.
Absolutely. Ambassador, you've been, of course, being an SRAP or the SRAP for the region, FPAC.
Right.
Iran does have influence, a lot of influence in the region of Afghanistan, Pakistan, and it's to a larger extent is part of the region, FPAC region. How do you see this being a factor in your work in the diplomatic activities in the region?
Well, again, we've always recognized that Iran as a neighbor plays a critical role in the region, and have welcomed Iran's participation in all the various multilateral forums which they've chosen to participate in with regard to Afghanistan and Pakistan. So over the years, as you noted, I'm a special representative for Afghanistan and Pakistan for the U.S. We have meetings several times a year of all the other special reps from around the world. Iran has been represented at those meetings, which I've been at over the years. More recently, there's been this Heart of Asia effort, which is Afghanistan, its neighbors and near neighbors, which Iran plays a significant role at. The last meeting hosted in Beijing. And so, of course, to the degree that this helps make engagement with Iran on key issues of collective national security interests, and certainly the region's stability as part of that, then it's another benefit of this agreement. But as I said, we have to see what the details of this are, and obviously it depends on it being fully implemented.
Absolutely. There's a lot of focus on negotiations, dialogue, diplomacy around the world, Iran, Middle East. But Yemen is one place where you see some very active military action, and Pakistan is also being nudged into joining that war.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
I mean, frankly, it's not the role of the U.S., and I would never deign to suggest to Pakistan or any other country what they should do in response to a request to join. This is an issue for Pakistan's civilian and military leadership, and I look to them for how they choose to proceed.
U.S. would prefer diplomacy or war?
It's not. That our position is that this is a Pakistani decision to make,
okay.
And I know that there's an active process going on in Pakistan right now to come to a decision by its civilian and military leadership, and so we look to see how that process plays out.
Very good. Ambassador, you see a lot of activities going on in Pakistan, war on terror, Waziristan, Karachi, the army's been involved in lots of operations, and you just see somebody being turned over to the United States who was apprehended in Pakistan, an American of Jordanian descent. So do you see, is it one of those examples where you see more cooperation from Pakistan? Are you okay with the pace of the cooperation and the operation?
Well, I think as we've seen over the last few years, in my time working on this region over the last 6 years, that it has at times been tumultuous in terms of our bilateral relationship, but that the centerpiece of that has been our strategic dialogue discussions. And certainly over the course of the last few years, we have both worked very, very hard to put this relationship on firmer footing. And I think that's exactly where we are right now. We're happy that we've managed to strengthen the relationship in the way that we have under the strategic dialogue process with Secretary Kerry in Pakistan in January to help lead that at the ministerial level, with Secretary Pritzker, whom I accompanied to Pakistan just a few weeks ago, the highest level U.S. official focused on economic issues that has visited Pakistan, I think, in close to a decade, and that we are working very cooperatively on these key issues of collective national security interests. One of those areas under the strategic dialogue is our cooperation on counterterrorism and law enforcement. And so I welcome how much we've both worked to make this relationship as strong as it is, but there's obviously more that can always be done, and we look forward to continuing to expand it in many of these areas, including on the counterterrorism and law enforcement effort.
President Ghani and Chief Executive Abdullah just got back to Afghanistan. From the optics and from the reports in the media, it looked very nice. Something was actually accomplished.
Yes.
What's your take? But you also see an increase in violence in Pakistan after their return. What's going on? I mean, is it the reaction of those understandings here that people are, some elements in Afghanistan reacting
I wouldn't read
this way?
I wouldn't read too much into it. Obviously,
Okay.
there's this is a 14-year conflict at this point, and I think you can't try to read too much into the daily ebbs and flows of this. But you're right. The visit by President Ghani and CEO Abdullah was a historic one, a very almost unprecedented in terms of the range of key policymakers they met with in Washington and New York over the course of those 4 or 5 days. Everything from the White House meetings with President Obama and the Vice President to a full day at Camp David, which was hosted by Secretary Kerry, but also with Secretary Carter, Secretary Liu, so our Secretaries of State, Defense, and Treasury. Very, very significant gathering, focused on very substantive conversations on security issues and challenges, economic issues and challenges, and the regional issues, including the prospect for reconciliation at some point, hopefully soon. And then address that President Ghani gave to our joint session of Congress, which is only happens typically once or twice a year, if that, plus meeting with the UN and key opinion makers. But the narrative that they both delivered was a very significant one, and one that the American public and leadership was very responsive to. The message of appreciation for all the sacrifices the U.S. and international partners have made in Afghanistan, the appreciation not just for lives lost and resources spent, but to the American taxpayers and others that have helped to support this. A demonstration that so much has been accomplished in Afghanistan over the last 14 years, and that we are entering a new chapter in terms of our partnership, and one where Afghanistan will be increasingly self-reliant. So it was a very constructive and productive visit, both on the public messaging, but also in our substantive discussions.
Ambassador Feldman, thank you very much for being on the show, coming to our studios. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.